Beautiful, Albert, beautiful.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Cut!
Cut! Cut, studio.
Okay, where is the goddamn body, huh?
I'm over here.
Oh, there you
From the
are.
top.
Oh, God, I am sorry. Are you cold there? See, I thought you...
Frank, we'll go again from the top of the scene.
You tell me, Frank.
Does Conrad know where the body is, Frank? He should do. He's trying to make it.
Yes, he does know where the body is, Andy.
Thank you, Frank. We'll go again from the top of the scene, please.
Andy, we have to finish on
Can't we just get this scene, Henry?
tomorrow.
It's a wrap, Frank.
It's a wrap, studio.
Oh, look, Alan, will you leave some...
Thank you, studio. Good night. Sweet dreams.
What? You want another slung mic stand?
Mike, you'll have to take part of the floor out to stop it.
Henry Hastings' office? Oh, hi, Andy. It's Mary Jo. Oh, not yet, but he's, hang on a sec. He's just pulling in now, into the car park. Oh, hold on. He's seeing a writer at 11, but after that, okay. All right, I'll tell him. Yes, I've got the message. Bye.
Okay, here you are. Right. Listen, I've been thinking about this. I think we should mix these two.
Just come in the office.
It's not just
Come sit
one
down,
way.
love. Yeah, all right.
What is it? What's happening?
There's a head.
What?
There's a head. A head in the office.
What do you mean there's a head in the office?
Look, there's a head in the office.
There's a head in the office. All right. Let's look after her. Fetch the nurse. I think she's on strike.
It's just ugly. I don't know what on earth it was doing there.
Oh. Oh. All right, Jemima. Leave this to me. Thank you. Lola? What's happening? Oh! The head of drama?
Jemima.
Morning, Henry. Morning, Henry. Your secretary found this a few minutes ago. Up there.
Oh, my God.
It's one of your props from the House of Wax, isn't it? It's very good quality work. Someone's idea of a joke.
Yes, it must be. Lola, I'm sorry you've been subjected to this. Where's Mary Jo?
Oh, she's in our office, isn't she? So I'd better go and see how she is. Yes. Well, back to work, if you'll excuse me.
No, don't go, please. Won't you have some coffee?
Well...
I need to talk to you. You see, this is not the first time. There's something I want to show you. Read it.
Child of Satan, God will punish, day of judgment, from a servant of the Lord. The writing's pretty appalling for a servant of the Lord. Just another nutty viewer, isn't it?
One who knows my home address. A few days after it arrived, I came down one morning at home to find a tin of worms had been tipped through my letterbox. Fishermen's maggots. They were crawling all over the doormat.
Who hates you, Henry?
Well, obviously one doesn't please everyone in this job.
No.
But I'm not aware of having made any special enemy. Will you help?
Now, look, you really can't expect me to thumb through all the actors, writers and directors you might have offended over the years.
Of course not. But if something else should happen, may I at least confide in you?
If you must.
Hello, Jeff, you old sod. Ray! What's that, dirty pictures?
Natural history.
Oh, yeah. the mating habits of the dormouse.
Very nice.
How's the minicab business?
Oh, Jake, in. Too much ruddy for AT.
Yeah.
I've gone private. Driving for the drama now, aren't I?
What, old Henry Hastings?
And why'd you laugh?
Oh, nothing. It's just that there's a bit of a joke round here at the moment.
Joke?
Hey, you remember old Wally Parks? He got made redundant. Well, we're giving him a send-off this afternoon. Why don't you drop by? We'll fill you in on all the gossip.
Yeah. Yeah, I might do that. Cheers.
Right. Room 30. Here, bring a bottle.
Hello, gorgeous. Who's on your face? Hop in, I'll buy you lunch, right?
You know, I'd go home if I were you.
No, I'm okay, really. It was daft of me. House of wax must be rubbing off on us.
Not just you, dear. The whole building reverberates.
Yeah, well, I'll see you at lunchtime.
Right. Bye, Lola.
Yeah, bye-bye.
You know, it's an inside job. I mean, it must be. It's someone who knows their way about. I bet you I could solve it. 50 quid. You're off.
What did Henry have to say? None of our business. Finding the next show's our business. Now, where were we?
Discussing what you can get for a fiver.
No. I've gone off it. It's too Esther Ransom. We're making it gambling. You know, social side effects, slippery slope. You know the sort of thing. Hello, Jemima Shaw's office.
All aspects of gambling?
Yes. Yes, Jemima Shaw speaking.
If you can do anything that's a little bit different, so that we get away
really?
from casinos and dog races.
Well, what about Pac-Man?
What?
Oh,
Pac-Man.
yes, I'd love to.
Oh, come on, you must know that. It's a bit like space.
I see, yes. When?
You know those machines?
No, I don't think I should have any trouble with that. If you just hold the line one moment.
Stop.
Cherry. Cherry, where is my diary? No, I'm just looking it up for you right now. I think tomorrow will be fine. Yes, what time shall we say? 1 o'clock? Fine. Not at all. No. It's an honour. Thank you. Bye.
The OBE? The BBC?
No, it's Desert Island Discs. Esther Ransom dropped out, has she?
Excuse me, can I help you?
The name's McFall. I have an appointment with the head of drama at 11 o'clock.
Morning, Hamish. Come in, will you? How are you feeling, my dear?
Oh, fine, thanks. Oh, I forgot. Andy Farrer phoned. Can you go to the studio as soon as possible? There's a problem.
Our star? Right. Now then, sit down, Hamish.
You don't like it, do you?
Not much.
Not even the rewrite?
Look, my dear old chap, it's
Oh,
just not
don't
the kind
soft soap me, Henry, my dear old chap. It's not a bloody novice you're talking to.
Oh, do sit down. You must see it from my point of view. I have to balance the drama output of this company. And with the best will in the world, I cannot find a place for the early struggles of your maternal grandmother in Perthshire at the turn of the century.
It's not ratings, fodder, you mean?
That's not my only consideration.
Oh, you could have fooled me.
I think you're fooling yourself. The hard truth is, I don't believe a word of the characters, the situation, any of it.
You want to see her diaries, huh? Truth is often stranger than fiction, my friend, old chum. More powerful, more potent.
I know it is.
Oh, you're a patronizing, time-serving old fat, Henry. Make no mistake of that.
Oh, really, this is too much.
What is truth? The kind of crap you dish up. Pakistani cop series, that kind of hogwash.
Have you seen any? Or did you just read Time Out?
What's this now, this House of Wax remake? Oh, God almighty, you haven't even got Vincent Price.
No, we have Conrad Coleman.
Conrad who? How much is it costing you? How many players have you cancelled to make way for this epic B picture? I've heard the rumours, Henry. I know your head's on the chopping block. You've overreached yourself. Well, I'm not sorry, because it's people like you who are killing this profession, strangling the life out of it.
You clumsy fool! Now get out of here.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Now get out of here and take your grandmother with you.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going.
Mary Jo, can you get this fixed for me? I'm going down to the studio.
Thanks for the help, Lola.
Well, if we can get this out of the way, maybe we can get on with the programme. Are you having this?
Definitely.
Good. Right. That's 2 with Joan Sutherland, 6 to go. You don't want all classical. Here's a lady you love. Someone you can dance to if you get washed up with a top hat and fishnet tights.
See what the boys in the back room will have, and tell them I'm having the same.
Listen, tell me about Henry Hastings. You know him better than most. What makes him tick?
He's an old dog with the ladies, that helps. His first wife, Phyllis, did a poodle act on the halls, although I think he likes to keep that dark.
Is she still ticking?
Well, if she is, she must be nearly 70. Why? She a suspect?
I knew the second one, Rosemary. She was a rather good documentary producer at Granada. I wonder what happened to her.
She's breeding Labradors in the country since Henry ditched her for the gangsters' mole.
The what?
Sally, the present one, the little actress. It's probably a rumour, but I heard that he picked her up in a drinking club run by an aunt of the Cray brothers. Would you like to be reminded of your convent days? Panis Angelicas by the nuns.
Yeah. You see, a man who can boast an age span of nearly 50 years between his wives must have something going for him. I always found him rather a cold fish.
Here's one you can dedicate to him.
And as time came around, she came my way.
My father's favourite. This one's a must.
Time came around, she came. But it's a long, long while from May to December, and the days grow short when you reach September.
You shouldn't have done that, my dear. You shouldn't have done that, my dear. You shouldn't have done that, my dear.
Cut!
There's too much noise on the floor, Frank.
You hear that, studio? Too much noise?
Will you hold the board straight, please, without asking some more smoke?
More smoke.
My dear. You shouldn't have done that, my dear.
What's the trouble now,
You
Conrad?
shouldn't have written that goddamn line.
I did not write the goddamn line.
Well, what son of a bitch did write it? It stinks. Hey, you have an opinion to venture, my dear.
Oh, why don't you just try saying it, my sweet?
You stay out of this. How that woman is supposed to inspire my Marie Antoinette. My ultimate vision of beauty.
Yeah, okay, Conrad, you've made your point. Now, what's the trouble with the line? I mean, for God's sake, Vincent Price said it in the original.
Well, last time on the show, I am not Vincent Price. Not at any price am I Vincent, who happens to be a very good friend of mine. What Vincent said 30 years ago is his business. But for modern audiences, that is a corny, outdated line, and I am not saying it. Not saying it, not.
What do you think it should be, Conrad?
Oh,
lunch, Andy.
Okay, lunch, everybody. Get this sharp,
Get out of the way.
Lunch, everybody.
Come on, get the thing out of the way. Look, I am sorry, but I did warn you when I signed for you. After 40 years in the American movie business, acting with Whit Margaret and Connie Van Johnson, Debbie Reynolds, Jane Wyman, I do not suffer fools gladly.
Nor do any of us, old chap. Now, who's bothering you?
That one-eyed, whey-faced little what's-her-name thing.
Mariel?
Yeah.
She's an extremely skillful young actress from the Royal Shakespeare Company.
What?
You liked her on stage. You told me.
What?
I mean, after all, we got her for you.
Well, she's hostile, Henry. Off stage, she's hostile. She resists me at every turn.
Can't you use those feelings? After all, you spend most of the second act trying to kill her. Can't you harness your emotions?
Sure I can. You want a dead actress? You can have a dead actress. You want me to kill the director, too?
What's wrong with Andy?
He is wet behind the ears. I know, don't tell me. He's with a goddamn Royal Shakespeare Company, too.
Now, listen, why don't we go and have a quiet drink together and talk things over, hmm?
Yeah. Maybe you're right, you know. I think this part's getting on me. I'm not sleeping well nights.
Quite possible it's getting to all of us.
Who did it?
His name's Hamish McFall. He had an argument with Henry this morning.
What, over her?
No, I think this was an accident. Are you serious about tracking down this joker?
I know, I'm potty. But I bet our smart-ass director Lola 50 quid.
50 quid? You are potty.
Well, that's why you gotta help me.
What have you been doing, my angel?
Well, the man came to fix the dishwasher, and then the man came to read the gas, And then I went to the supermarket and bought you an enormous hunk of Stilton.
You're not doing too much, I hope, in your condition.
I'm pampering myself in a lovely hot bath. Will you be late home?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mary Jo.
Who are you talking to?
My secretary. I'll be home at 8, on the dot. I love you.
Love you, Cheekaboo.
Oh, thank you, Henry.
I'm sorry about involving you this morning.
Oh, it's no trouble, Henry.
I've a vague suspicion who's behind it all, but I'll deal with it my own way.
Oh, you're not going to confide in me, then?
You're too busy, so you said.
Yes. Yes, well, I am too busy. Well, good night, Henry.
Sorry, Governor, did I keep you waiting?
Are you drunk again?
Oh, not really.
You're drunk and you're not driving me home. Now give me the keys. You have to find your own way back.
Yeah, listen.
What on earth is it? It's meat, it's a piece of raw meat.
Why are they doing this to me?
Ray was waiting outside and it was raining, so I asked him in for a coffee.
Yes, fine. Morning, Ray.
Good morning. Your wife's just broken the happy news that you're to be a father, sir. Well, that's quite something. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Oh, it's too runny.
No, it's delicious. But perhaps you might warm up the coffee, darling.
You see? I'm useless.
I wasn't sure. Is it your first child, sir?
No, I have a boy of about your age, Ray. He works in San Francisco, in oil.
He must be tickled having a stepmother younger than himself. My word. Does he call her mum?
I don't know. I've never met him, have I, darling?
Does he know about his little brother and sister?
Nobody knows except you.
Look, I'm sorry, but I really must get on with this mail before we set off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all right, sir. I'll go and fetch the car from the garage.
Good.
Thanks for the coffee, Mrs. Hastings.
Hi, Hamish. Cherry. Hamish McFall. Hi. Well, I'll leave you. Well, I've got some shopping to do.
It's very good of you to meet me, Mr. McFall. Oh, white wine, thanks.
One white burgundy, please. Another of those. So, what can I do for you, young lady?
Well, I don't know what Mary Jo told you. I work for Jemima Shaw.
Aye, well, I don't watch your programme.
Oh.
That's no great disrespect. I don't have a TV.
Don't you watch your own stuff?
Oh, that's different. For that, I go round to the ex-wife. She has the TV.
Oh, I see.
You've haunting eyes. Did anyone ever tell you?
Well, no, not lately, no.
Very observant eyes. So, why have you summoned me here?
Well, I wanted to ask your opinion. You see, I want a writer's opinion. I'm trying to win a bet.
A bet?
Yeah. Look, you may have heard already, but someone's putting the mockers on Henry Hastings. Now, somebody hung a lifelike decapitated head from the ceiling of his office yesterday morning.
Ah! It was me. It was me.
No, actually, I've ruled you out. Well, whoever it is cool and organised.
Have you heard something about me?
And the thing is, I think he's working up to something.
Well, let's drink to him. Whoever rattles that old rodent has the blessing of all created beings. And as we're celebrating, how's about going somewhere that serves something better than this froggy's pee?
Right.
Any more frights lately?
Not so far.
Well, it's early yet. Listen, these look terrifying. Do they really work?
All fakes, nothing lethal. Try it.
No, I think I'll pass if you don't mind.
Has my little problem caught your interest after all?
Well, I am curious to know why you didn't sack your driver after last night. What was his name?
Ray Chamberlain.
Ray Chamberlain, yes. I noticed he brought you to work this morning.
Yes, well, of course, you're quite right. His condition was unforgivable. I mean to sack him just as soon as House of Wax is over. It's been quite a headache, this production, with our temperamental, bloody-minded American star.
Yes, Conrad Coleman. I used to quite fancy him when I was a small girl. Didn't he have a spell in a mental home?
Did he? I wish we'd known that before we cast him.
He's not a suspect.
No, we get along rather well together, all things considered.
Your driver, Ray, used to work here, didn't he?
Yes, he was a film editor. Did you know him?
No, before my time.
He left about 2 years ago to start up a car hire business. Didn't work out.
And he came back and asked you for a job?
Yes, he seemed a reasonable sort of chap. And driving to and from Weybridge every day gets a bit tiring. There's also the social side of the job. I have to be responsible these days. I'm going to be a father again.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Whose car is it?
Mine. I let him use it during the day sometimes, if he can get other assignments.
2 minutes, Julio.
It's very generous of you.
He pays for his own petrol.
Angus, let's bring in the smoke.
Have you told your wife about these
Thank you, Max.
No, I didn't want to upset her. As a matter of fact, it's my dear Sally who's really on my mind. On her own, in the house all day, my address is known. Oh, I don't think you've met, have you? Conrad Coleman, Jemima Shaw.
I am most honored to make your acquaintance, my dear. Make up! Frank, look at this!
Make up!
Here we are.
What kind of a booze is this?
The best kind. Home. Home is where the heart is, wherever you may roam. It's got all my needs. Well, practically. Food, booze, typewriter, hot and cold running loo, in you go.
And a double bed.
She'll never solve it. She'll look in all the wrong places. You're jealous. You're taking money from a baby.
That's your fault. You were too busy on your blinking island.
Fun, isn't it?
Oh, look, Jemima, we're supposed to be discussing gambling and the social side effects.
Afternoon?
Afternoon, boys.
Come on. Yes, right. Look, find some bookies, jockeys, Lord Lucan, and find out all you can about Ray Chamberlain, ex-film editor, why he left, where he found the money to set up on his own on Megalith Pay.
No,
Bye.
Jemima.
A small cocktail.
Oh, please.
Could you take your shoes off?
Oh, sure.
Voila.
Now, what I want to know is, if it were a
Excuse me.
script...
Carry on.
Well, if it was a script, you know, for a cop series...
Pakistani cop.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yes. Just the sort of garbage that series would dish up.
Hey, you can't say that. This is life.
Oh, that's the trouble with writing. You get accused of creating stereotypes, cliches, when the fact is people often behave like stereotypes when they're trapped, cornered, nowhere to go. At this moment, you can say I'm behaving like the rejected Scottish writer stereotype.
Ah, don't get bitter. Now, what happens next?
Right. So, we've got this driver-chauffeur chappie. Suppose he's the father of the child she's expecting, but the husband has the spondulics, the money, and they're trying to scare him off, kill him because he's got a weak heart or something. And they want to run away together.
Oh, that's fantastic.
No, it's too damn obvious. Maybe you should concentrate on the film star. He's going crazy. Thinks he's Vincent Price. Maybe you should investigate him.
Oh, this is just what I want to hear.
Oh, for God's sake, woman, don't write it down. And don't forget about the rejected Scottish writer with a score to settle. He's still in there. Somewhere.
Oh, you're telling me.
The voice of Joan Sutherland. Miss Shaw, you've made your reputation on television as an investigative journalist. You have another reputation, rather like Conan Doyle, as an amateur sleuth in real life.
Yes.
And that's got you into hot water more than once.
Yes, but I assure you I don't go looking for trouble.
Would it be fair to say that you have a morbid curiosity that draws crime to you?
Well, I'm naturally inquisitive, yes, but I don't think I'm morbid. I'm curious about what people do to each other.
What violence people do to each other?
Yes, but having said that, I really don't like the sight of blood. I do everything I can to avoid it.
Are you engaged in a case at the moment?
You make me sound like Miss Marple.
Don't look like Miss Marple.
Thank you. It doesn't really like that. I sometimes get asked for advice about a problem or a mystery in someone's life, and that is happening at the moment, yes.
Can you tell us if you're close to solving that mystery?
Well, I think I have an idea, but for obvious reasons I can't talk about it.
Yes, of course. Well, I doubt very much if there'll be any crimes to solve on your desert island. Let's have your next record.
I'd like an urbane and witty companion on my island, and who better than Noel Coward? He wrote a song which seems quite appropriate in the circumstances. It's called Uncle Harry.
Oh, yes.
Our families have traditions, we've heard them 1,000 times. Our ancestors were unequivocally right. They frequently went on missions to very peculiar climes, to lead the wretched heathen to the light. Though some of them were beaten up and some of them stampeded, though quite a lot were eaten up, a few of them succeeded on one.
Hey, Cherry, how are you getting on? Give me 24 hours, I'll have the answer. I fixed you to see Conrad Coleman. Hey, what'd you say? Oh, said you were doing a show on the effect of horror movies on the young. And he said, were you pretty? And I said, you were. So, he said he'd see you at 6 o'clock in his dressing room. 6 o'clock? In his dressing room? Good luck.
Henry!
Show's just getting to him. I honestly don't know that I can go on
Just
with
take
this.
it easy.
What's the problem, Andy?
Look, I'm sorry to be difficult.
Yeah, I'll tell, don't worry. Henry, this afternoon on set, Conrad publicly went for Mariel.
Physically?
No, with insults. He insulted me physically. Starting with my hair, my foxy face, and generally working his way down.
Sparing nothing.
I know I'm not Lana Turner.
Mariel, I can find no fault at all with your body. I think you've got a great body.
No, I don't.
Mariel, you have a great body, believe me. God in heaven, we're recording this evening. Look, Henry, you've just got to say something. You've just got to get that son of a bitch to apologise to Mariel. So help me, I'm going to punch him on the nose.
Now, steady, Andy.
Look, Henry, I've had 2 horrendous days in the studio. Now, I cannot guarantee we're going to be through by the weekend unless I have full, close support from everybody, okay? Will you be there this evening, Henry? Will you?
I wasn't intending to be, but if you need me to play nursemaid...
I need you, Henry. Oh, Ben.
I'm sorry about this, my dear. You see, Conrad's from a different school, a different world. He seems to feed on hostility. But if I may add my 2 pennies worth, I think you have a delightful body.
Who is it?
It's Cherry, Mr. Coleman, from Jemima Shaw Investigates.
Just a moment. Enter. Now come in, my dear, and close the door. Forgive this monstrous visage. It's not the real me. Will you take a glass of wine? Sit down there.
Thank you.
Now I can see that you have been sent to tantalize me.
Oh, no.
When I should be conserving my energies.
No, I just wanted to ask you a few
what
questions.
lovely hair you have, my dear. Just like Lana Turner's, just that same tint. Do you want to get into television?
No, I am in television.
I'm sure I could have a word in someone's ear for you, a little moppet like you.
Oh, please, Mr. Coleman.
Whoever sent you to me has the most impeccable judgment.
Please, Mr. Coleman,
no, me. Conrad, you.
Cherry.
Cherry. Ripe.
Oh, no! Oh!
Well, thank you very much, Henry.
He was found by the police at about 9 o'clock last night in a Twickenham drinking club, which had been closed for a couple of months. I was intending that Ray should drive me home at the usual time, but at the last moment I had to stay on here, in the studio. So I told Ray to collect me at 10:30.
Yes. So he filled in time by going to this club, which wasn't open.
Ray wasn't in reception, so I took a cab home and found the police with my poor little pregnant Sally. They traced my car, you see.
How was he killed?
Something was thrown from a minstrel's gallery. The police think some kids had broken in and were vandalizing the place. It had happened before. They said it could have been a sheer accident.
It might have been an accident, but they'll still be wanting to know what Ray was doing there.
I found the answer to that in my car this morning. It was down by the passenger seat.
Surely the police must have searched the car.
It seems they missed it. Turn it over. Same hand? I'm only guessing, but the leaflet could have been placed under my windscreen wiper, couldn't it? Here, in the car park. Ray found it and sniffing a free drink.
Just a minute, Henry. You're saying this was meant to lure you to a drinking club in Twickenham where someone was waiting to kill you?
What other explanation?
Is it your habit to frequent drinking clubs? Is it quite your style?
As a matter of fact, it is, after a long day's work.
Oh, well, in that case. I thought you were always hurrying home to Sally.
I'm not saying the person who put it there meant to kill me. Just another scare, perhaps, a near miss.
Which didn't miss your chauffeur.
I'm only speculating.
Well, these and all the other evidence must go straight to the police.
Yes, but I've got so much on my plate at the moment.
Look, Henry, I don't believe that anyone in this building would kill you. A joke or two, scare perhaps, but murder must have some deeper personal basis, and I don't think you're levelling with me. Which is your prerogative, of course. Only, just don't waste my time if that's the case.
Hello, is that Newmarket Racecourse the jockey's room? Oh, hello. I work for Jemima Shaw Investigates. Yes, the television programme. And Mr. Soames said that if I rang today, I might be able to speak to Lester Piggott. We'd like to interview him for the programme. Thank you.
Cherry, you're going to have to scrub your bet with Lola. I'm afraid we're going to have to join forces.
Oh, no, why?
Because it's a murder we're dealing with.
The film star.
Oh, eliminated. He was in the studio all night.
And the driver. Likewise eliminated.
Oh, I've got to get back in a minute.
Silence. First, the letters. Then the worm.
And then the head.
Aye, I know about the head. And the meat. You should have told me about these other things.
Oh, I didn't know myself.
The driver and the wife. The first thing we had, it keeps coming back to them. Suppose the husband finds out.
What about the child not being his?
Suppose Henry... No, it's too fanciful. Even for a producer who lives in the world of stale old drama plots. And yet...
What? What?
Oh, thanks. Did you know Ray before?
Before what?
Henry asked me to help. He believes someone was after him last night and got Ray instead.
Look, I don't know any of this. He didn't tell me about it.
No, well, he didn't want to upset you.
Well, you're upsetting me.
I'm so sorry.
Look, I don't know what you're doing here.
Sally, would you please stop acting as though butter wouldn't melt in your mouth?
I'm pregnant.
Was Ray the father?
No, he wasn't.
Was he ever your boyfriend, though?
No.
But you did know him, didn't you, from the past? Was it professionally? I'm sorry, Sally. It is important that I know.
All right, I worked with him and his wife on a couple of modelling jobs. So bloody what?
His wife?
It was ages ago.
And Ray was blackmailing Henry.
Really? Well, it's the first I've heard of it, I promise you.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is someone you may have seen not long ago in your newspapers. The New York stockbroker who was found hanged in the lift shaft. Was it suicide or was it murder? Only time.
Cut!
What do you mean, cut?
Sorry. Hold it, everybody. I'm coming down. Hi, Jemima. Good, isn't it? Sorry.
Right, I've asked around. They remember Henry being here early and late when they broke, but not mid-evening. But they do say they were a bit fraught.
Ray's wife.
What? Hey, I thought we joined forces. Jemima?
Everybody's great.
Hello, Jemima Shaw's office. Yeah, just 1 moment, please.
Back in an hour.
Can't I come? Cherry, take the phone. Take the damn phone or I'll have you dismissed.
Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets.
Hello? What you came for is in here.
Under the bandages.
He always wanted to be a cameraman. Just take them and go, will you? I was no part of any of that. Just go, will you? I've got enough problems. If there is any money about, I could use it. Come on, you. Let's wipe your snotty little face.
What lovely hair you have, my dear. Just like lovely Turner's. It's just the same. Wow.
Hey, Andy! Andy, how'd it go today?
Cherry, it was just fantastic. No, it was great. This lady here, she is dynamite. When she's strapped naked, underneath this boiling vat of wax, you're just going to scream your head off. Honest, didn't she?
I believe you.
It's great.
What a great. It's okay. I'm a friend of the deceased. Hey, there you are. Terrific. Listen. I've got a notion.
Have you? Well, I hope it's better than the last one, because it wasn't the chauffeur's baby. Hey, look. There's the happy mother.
I feel sorry for the old man. Poor old Uncle Henry.
Hamish McFall, Landfall, and the further adventures of Mr. Hyde.
Ah, the very same.
Lola Hewitt, you're one of my favourite writers. Come on, let me buy you a drink. I'm doing a Jemima short.
Is this your darling little wife, Henry, you old devil, you? Conrad Coleman, Mom, eating out of your hand.
I've heard so much about you.
Oh, not all good, I hope. I have 2 daughters older than you.
Well, Henry has a son, don't you, darling? In
Yes,
San
I do.
Francisco.
Yes.
What lovely skin you have, my dear. And what lovely hair.
Thank you.
Just like Lana Turner's, has that same tint.
Really? Oh, gosh, I'm pleased.
Excuse me, I'll be back in a moment, darling.
Hey, Mary
You really must come and have dinner with me before I leave town. You and Henry. I'm at the Savoy, of course. Now, will you promise me to do that?
It'll be lovely, I'm sure.
Do you know, my dear, I think at last I found my Marie Antoinette.
Why don't you get your hand off my bum?
Sit down, Henry. You're among friends.
Really, Jemima?
Sit down, Henry. Right, now, the plot. An elderly man marries a beautiful young blonde and finds at long last blissful contentment. He's even to become a father again. But a young man turns up with a secret and starts to blackmail him. Our hero is forced to take him on a chauffeur. With me so far?
It's not a scenario I'm particularly drawn to. What does our hero do next?
He devises a plan to get rid of the pest. He stages a number of scares against himself, and such is his vanity, he even invites Jemima Shaw to share his problem, daring her to outwit him.
And how do you suppose he put the head in his office when he was at home in the morning and the chauffeur drove him to the studios?
Well, I imagine he put it there the night before.
And the worms on the doormat?
Invention, since nobody saw them.
And the meat?
Yes, the meat was a puzzle, but it was important that I should witness something. Remember, you were waiting for me at the door that night. The fact that Ray turned up drunk was irrelevant.
And Ray's unhappy demise, how does that fit in?
You knew of the empty club, you knew of his liking for a free drink, and you had an alibi in the studio here.
How on earth could I know that Ray would swallow the bait?
You couldn't for sure, but sooner or later you'd get him, and when you did, it would be you who was the intended victim on the evidence of the scares.
Poor stuff, my dear. All of it.
Proof is in this envelope. I collected it from Ray's flat this afternoon. The photographs of your beautiful wife. Badgering, isn't it called, when a hooker sets up a client and her husband bursts in. I doubt they'd stand up in court. The fact is you got away with murder and the police will want your confession.
I take it you're recording this meeting, or are we quite alone?
That's for you to judge, Henry. Were you thinking of killing me, too? Hmm? Is that real?
Give me the envelope. Let me have it for my child, for the child's future. A clean start, that's all that matters, isn't it?
Ray had a little girl about 4 years old.
You don't understand, do you, Jemima? I kill for love, for a parent's love. Something you wouldn't understand.
Oh, no, 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 Henry. You can't ask me to be your conscience to bail you out. Look. Take it. There's no one listening. Take it and find your own salvation.
Well, what was in the letter? I don't know. It was sealed. Jemima just asked me to give it to him. Try his office. Right.
Henry? What are you trying to do? This is not the movies. You're trying to burn the place down.
Is there anyone out there? Why didn't you come down and rescue her? It's Jemima Shaw!
Henry. Let me go. I left the choice to you, wasn't that right?
Go home! Go! Go!
Hey, Jemima!
Okay, clear the set. Ready for rehearsal.
Oh, my God. Henry.
Well, you'll have to start. I'm sure you'll find you can get into the habit quite soon. And you will have one book to choose, to read in the bar, in addition to the Bible and the complete works of Shakespeare, which you'll find already on the island.
Well, I toyed with the idea of taking an omnibus edition of Raymond Chandler,
Yes.
but I was very worried I wouldn't be able to work out the plots. So, look, I think our plump for a really good romance, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell.
Gone with the Wind. Right. And thank you, Jemima Shaw, for letting us hear your choice of Desert Island Discs.
Thank you.
And I hope your current investigation turns out to have a happy ending.
Oh, yes, I hope so too.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.